I want to preface this by saying that Islamabad is really surprising.
I think the thing that surprises people the most when they first arrive in Islamabad is just how green it is everywhere. I mean, there's trees, there's hedges, there's plants. It's extremely lush in that way, and it's actually one of my favorite things about the city. It feels like you're living in a village or the countryside and not the city itself. Right, we're just about to arrive. Find ourselves a parking spot. I'm not very good at this. This part of town is called Kosa Market and is this tiny cute little oasis in the middle of F6 or F7 in Islamabad, and most of the people that I know here in the city, it's pretty much their favorite hangout spot, and also mine. I mean city, I think in Persian. So in the 60s, this beautiful capital was created pretty much from scratch. And here we are.
Now, for a culture vulture like me, the newness of Islamabad means that I don't really get my history fix here. But as with everything, you can find it if you know where to look.
But that's not all. Another thing I love about Sadpur village is that it's very diverse, at least historically. So this here is a Sikh temple, and that over there is a Hindu temple, one of the very few remaining in Pakistan.
If you're an Isluite, then you probably think that Sadpur is a bit touristy. Probably cute, but touristy. As a tourist, I'm pretty sure that you will absolutely love it.
So yeah, that's Sadpur. Kind of for me, the last remaining historical part of the city. As for the rest, well...
This is where the really western part of the vlog begins. And I want to show you all of this because this is the side of Islamabad that most people in the West don't realize exists. Let me show you.
What I'm about to share with you now was actually one of my biggest sources of anxiety before coming here longer term. Basically, you know, I'm a European girl and I like my European food, and from the kind of image of Pakistan and Islamabad that was sold to me by Western media, I assumed that, you know, I would be sitting here bathing in nihari and chicken karai and samosas. well, it's actually turned out to be one of my biggest sources of surprise and delight in the end. And here's why. For example, it turns out that Islamabad has a European bakery that's ran by a Polish baker.
Honestly, most of these can compete with what you get in Europe. I swear. No exaggeration.
There's even a Belgian restaurant.
And an English tea house serving scones, and a Hardee's serving burgers, and a Domino's serving, well, anyway, you get the gist. All of the big food brands from the West.
And for the wizards out there, there's even a Harry Potter cafe. So it turns out that Islamabad has all these Western and American brands that you probably won't even see in most European capitals. So that really caught me by surprise. You know, I just had completely not seen it coming. And actually most of my Pakistani friends complained that in Islamabad there isn't enough choice of authentic Pakistani sort of desi food. But I think you can find a pretty good cup of chai if you know where to look. Or if you can handle it, Kashmiri chai and ras malai, which is a ridiculously sweet desi dessert.
Please don't judge me for making really irresponsible food choices and stuffing myself with sweets. It's just how I am.
So you know, Islamabad is a pretty modern new city, so of course it doesn't have the same culinary traditions that Karachi or Lahore might have. But, you know, I don't think it's that bad. Because if you want the sort of desi touch in Islamabad, you can also find it. And I get it all the time with things like food shopping.